What's up? This is Anime Gamer. Had to redo this whole entire video. I had my mic muted and didn't even notice it. So I'm going to start all over. Today we're going to talk about The Matrix. Like, I don't know if any of you have seen some of the weird stuff I've seen, whether it's I know quite a bit of you's probably dealt with narcissists and stuff, but I'm going to do a little bit of talking about weirdos in public, and I don't mean probably what you think I mean. I'm talking about just weird things people do when they are completely deceived and a slave to the Matrix. When someone, say you're walking down the street and someone that you don't even know, just waves at you, right? And it's not like a genuine wave. It's more like a weird creep wave, not like a guy creeping on a woman kind of wave. It's kind of like a wave. It's they're waving at someone that's behind you that's not really there. There's no one behind you. It's a really awkward wave, and it's it's just weird. It is weird and awkward, and it's and narcissists actually do stuff like this to get attention, actually. They'll do anything to get attention. I mean, I grew up in a narcissistic household, but that's for another video. But there was this one incident, it happened just literally a day or two ago, and I was going to the store and I was getting some food, and there was this one guy there. He was working, and he looked like he was mid-30s, a little older than me, and he was when I put my stuff up there, he was did you find everything all right? And it was really weird. If I didn't find everything all right, I mean, don't you think I would have, maybe asked for some help or, something like that? I wouldn't just come up here and just well, I didn't find everything okay, but I found this, so I'll just go on my way, No, nobody does that. It's just, it was really awkward, really weird, and to follow that up, I was yeah, I did, and then he was oh, okay, and I know what some of you probably would say is well, maybe that was his first job, or maybe he was nervous, or something like that, but no, that's not it at all, because this guy probably more than likely has had many more jobs before this job. I doubt it's his first job, and the way he went about everything was really weird, and he after I said that, I found everything okay, and he's okay. He was he goes, do you want your receipt? And I'm thinking to myself, has no one asked you, for their receipt or something? It was just really weird the way he asked, that kind of question. I mean, I get some people don't want their receipt. I get that, but it was just the way that he went about it. It was really awkward, really weird. It was kind of like he was a zombie in a way. It was really weird. And it was almost that, he was so controlled by the Matrix that he's never talked to an individual at work or outside of work or nothing. It was really awkward, and I don't understand why people do weird little shit like this. I don't. And there was another incident. There's another incident that I'll tell you that a lot of you probably dealt with, is when you go to the grocery store and people will look what's in your cart like what you've got in your cart, like the name brand of the product, how full your product is, like, sorry, how full your cart is of like whatever you got in there, or like how little you got in there. And it's like, you know, why is that any of your business? First off, like, why is that any of your business? Like not too long ago, I went and got a bunch of water for a snowstorm and an ice storm. And, you know, this guy saw that I had, like, quite a few cases of water and whatnot in my cart. And he just shook his head. Like, he just shook his head about how I had my cart with a lot of water in it. And it was just like, you know, it was like, you know, and they also do this to people that's, like, on food stamps, too. Like, you know, like, people who, like, can't help it and they have to be on food stamps. Like, I'm not talking about people who's abusing the system, but like I'm talking about people who are like genuinely on food stamps or food assistant programs or social security programs or whatever it is, like any governmental program. Like, you know, it's like those people, they think that comes out of their pocket, and you know, they're deceived by what they see on the news. And this goes for Democrat, Republican, it goes for all of it. Like, yeah, I don't see what the issue is either, but like, yeah, that's what he did. But yeah, it's just people are weird. Like the Matrix is weird. Like, you know, like the Matrix. I will tell you this. It really will beat you to your knees. It really will, because I feel the effects of the Matrix every day. And like, you know, like I said earlier, it just feels so good to just come inside and shut the door and block the Matrix out. You know, I'm not talking about getting on the phone. I'm talking about, you know, just sitting down, you know, maybe read the Bible, you know, play a video game, or, you know, have a conversation with a loved one or something like that. And that's another thing, like family, you know, family is dead. Like, family is dead. It's gone. Like, because, at least in the Western world anyway, because, you know, nobody over here, they don't care about anybody. Like, all they care about is themselves. You know, they're very egotistic people. You know, they're always like me. You know, it's like, you know, I was watching a video just like really a while ago, and you know, he was talking about like people at like a traffic light, you know, and just laying on the horn, because, you know, they're having to wait, and the red light won't conform to them. The red light won't be a slave to them and change to green, you know. And it's like, you know, why is it that, you know, this light or whatever it is, why does it have to conform to you? Like, that's not how life works. It's like people have no patience. The attention span of people, an ant probably has more attention span than the average person, to be honest. Like, it's just ridiculous. The only attention spans that people have is if it's like social media. Like, that's kind of what I've noticed. And people are doom scrolling all the time. Everywhere you go, they're doom scrolling. If they're at the doctor's office, they're doom scrolling. At the grocery store, they're doom scrolling. Taking a walk, they're doom scrolling. Hell, they're even doom scrolling while they're driving. Like, I mean, they're either on Facebook or some sort of social media, or they're on Amazon, and I'm talking about the women here. They're on like social media, stuff like that, you know, and they're not paying attention to their surroundings, you know, men or women. And it's like, you know, the women, they're on Amazon, you know, if they're in the passenger seat, they're always on Amazon, shopping, spending money, and, you know, it's like, oh, I got to have the newest thing, or, you know, I'm not great. It's like, you know, I'm not grateful for, you know, what I have. It's like, you know, I just want to, you know, get this and get that and get this and get that. It's like, you know, like when you going to be grateful for what you do have? Like, I mean, I get you want new stuff, you know, or whatever it is. I mean, I'm a gamer. I buy new games all the time. You know, I order them online or whatever. But, I mean, you know, at the same time, though, I'm grateful for what I do have. I'm grateful for the games I do have. I'm grateful for the food I have, you know, or whatever it is. But it's like, you know, people, you know, that are living in the Matrix, they are not glad for anything. They are not appreciative of anything. It's just, you know, they are takers. They are not givers. They are takers. You know, and that's, you know, a narcissist does the same thing. Most people, believe it or not, are narcissists. And, you know, the church is filled with narcissists. That's one reason why I don't go to church. Like, it's filled with narcissists. You ain't got to go to church to be a Christian. I mean, that's a lie that, you know, the middle class will tell you, but it's complete bullshit. Like, most people, what they do is they conform to whatever news program. The Democrat liberals are conforming to CNN or MSNBC or other garbage liberal news media. The conservatives are just pretty much bowing down, worshiping Fox News or Donald Trump or whatever, just because he's rich or whatever. And it's like, you know, at that point, like, it's just, it becomes ridiculous, you know. Like, a lot of people, it's like, you know, say they, it could be the least little thing, you know, when it comes to the Matrix. Like, say, okay, like how I'm talking about the Matrix now. Like, people who are stuck in the Matrix and refuse to believe that they are in the Matrix, that they are a slave to the Matrix, whether if it's a 9-to-5 job or, you know, or whatever it is, you know, those people will not want to talk to the people who are awake and aware. They're not going to want to do it. And another thing is like, you know, back to what I was saying about the cart incident. Yeah, I agree with that, but that's not what they care about at all, at least from what I've seen, because, and what I've read. But like, yeah, I mean, people in the church, like, these people do, if you're poor or whatever, and I've noticed this, if you're poor, they do not care about your soul. Like, I mean, they may say they do, but here's the thing. Saying something and actually showing actions and proving it are two different things. So, like, I've completely lost my way on this game. But yeah, like, you know, they don't, like, I've never had a church genuinely care about my soul at all. Like, they'll just judge me for something, or like back when I went to a Pentecostal church, which is Pentecostalism as a cult, but that's for another video. But, yeah, I went out there in good faith, and it was actually raining too, and I was walking, you know, because I like exercising and stuff like that, and, you know, I was walking, and, you know, I got up there to church, you know, and he was like, well, where's your pants, you know, he asked me where my pants was because I was wearing basketball shorts, and, you know, in Pentecostalism, that's a no, you know, like, you know, they believe you gotta wear tight-ass dress pants that shows like your balls, and, you know, and the women, they wear skirts that, you know, pretty much show their ass and whatnot, and it's like, you know, oh, that's not lustful. No one could ever dare lust at that. But, like, you know, if God forbid if a woman wears jeans, you know. But yeah, as far as the church goes, like, I don't have nothing to do with it, like, you know, unless they're like me, you know, and it's just the thing, like, I'll preach the gospel to people and stuff online or whatever, but I will not go to a church and sit here and just listen to someone preach a sermon on how they view the Bible. More than likely, it's not really coming from God, it's just their own personal opinion. You know, and it's like, you know, hell no, I do not care about that. Like, So, I mean, yeah, just get that shit out of here. Like, but back to what I was saying about the Matrix, like, another thing is, like, when you're out and about, people are so uptight. They're so stressed out. I mean, they're, like, really close to just getting, just blowing up on somebody. And it's like, people, that's all they do. Like, and it's sad, it's honestly sad. It's kind of pathetic too, like that these people, they do this kind of stuff. But like, it's weird. But another thing is, like, if a person sits here and comes here and asks you, like in the store, like I've had this happen, say you need help getting something down. You're going to be waiting there at least 5 to 10 minutes. If you've done found somebody, they'll say, well, let me go see if I can find somebody that can help you. And it's like, well, why the hell can you not help? Like, why do you have to go and find someone else to help when your ass is literally right here and could help? Like, are you that lazy on the job? Like, and it's just like people, it's like it's like they've gone crazy or something. Like, to me, people have gone crazy, to be honest, at least here in the West. I mean, the Matrix is the whole world, but like, I mean, people, when they've got that kind of mentality, that narcissistic mentality, and the egotistic mentality, they get angry when you do not affirm their ego. They get mad when you don't boost up their ego. And it's like, it's, you just want to be like, kind of just like chill out or, hang out or whatever. Nah, people don't do that. Like, it's just, they want their ego fed. With whatever it is, they want their ego fed. And if you don't feed it, it's almost like you're an enemy. And, oh crap. It's almost like you're an enemy. And it's just weird how people act, like, I'll make one more point before I end this video. There's another thing I've wondered too, and it's like, there was this woman, and because I drink a lot of sparkling water, and there was this woman at Walmart. This was like literally not this long ago, and she she was scanning all that sparkling water, and she was like, is that alcohol? Because I can't sell that to you on Sunday. And I'm thinking to myself, look, I get that you may be old, but you are not that stupid. I'm not buying it. Like, what it was is you wanted to judge me on something, and then when you found out it was sparkling water, your dumbass plan backfired. And it's like, people are always wanting to place blame on someone. They're always wanting to judge someone or, play the victim. That's a big part of narcissism, backbiting, gang stalking, the Matrix. Like, that's what people do. They play the victim. Like, I kind of got to laugh about it because it's honestly just pathetic at this point. Like, society over here is just, it is doomed. It is honestly doomed because, the way people are, they idolize the Matrix, they worship the Matrix, they don't question what they're being told or nothing. Like, and it's like, even with Christianity, like, I've not always been a Christian myself, and, I used to be a full-blown atheist, but, when I come in my 20s, though, I found out that, Jesus is, he is God, and he's the Son of God, and, It's like, he is the one true God. And, it's like, regardless of what you're talking about with these people, these narcissists, you will never get through to them. I'll tell you that now. You will never get through to them. And if you keep trying to get through to them, you're only hurting yourself at this point, because they will never see eye to eye on anything. Like I said, I know. I've got a narcissistic parent. I've got narcissistic siblings. My whole family is that way. And I don't even really have anything to do with 99% of them. So it's like, yeah, I mean, don't waste your time on these people. I mean, if you can get out of your toxic narcissistic situation, hey, do it. Because if you don't, you're only harming yourself at this point. I mean, because, they're not going to change. Narcissists do not change. I have found that out the hard way. And, I mean, they're stuck in the matrix just like a lot of these other people. And it's like, there was this one incident. This lady, I wasn't there, but my wife had told me about it. And we kind of made an accident one time and put a little too much stuff up there. And because I didn't have my calculator with me, because I got to have that. But I wasn't even there, like I said. And this rude ass middle class woman, I mean, like she just pulls out like a $20 bill and just like throws it at my wife, and like, here, if that had been me, and some middle class or whatever, whoever did that to me, I would be like, nah, you can take that, damn it, you can take that $20 and you can shove it up your ass. Like, that's honestly what I would say, because, that's not how you give something to somebody as a Christian, like, don't even play that game with me. That's not how you do it, If anything, you could say, oh, I seen you were struggling a little bit, here's $20, or something like that, or, oh, I've seen you were struggling, do you mind if I give you $20, or, something like that, instead of being like a rude asshole about everything, and, because that's not really going to solve anything. That's just going to really make people dislike you. Like, there was this one time, this guy, he was like from out of town. And I walked out of the grocery store. I wasn't really struggling or nothing like other people. And, I paid for my food and everything. And he comes out and he's like, hey, God told me to give you $50. And it's like, usually when people say stuff like that, I am highly skeptical of it, because most of the time, God does not tell them to do these things. I just know that a lot of the time it's bullshit. But anyway, it was like, I was kind of hesitant at first, and then like, it was like the Spirit of the Lord, was like telling me that this guy was genuine. So it was like, I was like, well, I'm not gonna be rude to him, he's not really doing anything, or, so he gave me the money, and I was like, I was thankful for it, I thank God for it. I thanked him for it. I told him that really helped out a lot, because like we had like a big tornado like destroy most of the town, and that's when that incident happened, was a little bit after that. And then the incident that I was talking about earlier about the woman shoving the $20 in my wife's face, that happened too after the tornado. And it's like, even with something like that happening, like a major tornado, like it does not change people the way they view people or human life or anything. Like I had a pastor tell me one time, and I'll talk about the second time in another video that he said this, but the first time he said it, he was like, I don't understand why God saved someone like you, but didn't save the person that I knew, he had a lot more successful career, or, like, had a lot more money, or nicer house, and stuff like that. And it's like, like, at this point, like, are you shitting me at this point? Because, that's supposed to be a pastor, and pastors saying stuff like that. Like I said, the church is part of the matrix. It's a business. Don't trust church. Trust God. Trust the Bible. And don't trust all these governmental organizations like the World Health Organization, or NASA, or none of them. All they do is lie. That's all they do. And more than likely, because like I said, they're in the matrix too, and they're part of it. It's like, more than likely they're narcissists too themselves, and like, it's just like, yeah, forget that noise. Like, it's just, same thing with church. Like, there's a lot of gossiping going on, and it's just, that's what narcissists do. They gossip. The Bible calls it backbiting. And it's just, people that they're always looking to play the victim, or boast themselves up, or be prideful, and everybody's done it. I get that. I've done it at some point, y'all have done it at some point, or, whoever's done it at some point, but it's like, as a Christian, you try your hardest not to do things like that. But it's like, with them, when they're at the church, it's like, they're not trying. That's the thing. They're not trying to not do that. They're willingly doing it. They want to do it, Like, one time I was riding to church one time with somebody, and this guy's wife was like, seen someone she knew, like their car wasn't at their house, and she was like, I wonder where they went. I'm going to have to text them and see where they went. And it's like, is your life that fucking pathetic at this point? Because, like, that's just ridiculous. That is honestly ridiculous. Like, why do you care so much where this person is going? If this person wanted you to know, they would have said, hey, I'm fixing to leave my house. I'm going to A, B, and C. Like, come on now. Like, people are nosy. They're gossipy, and they just terrible people, and another thing is like, I'll say this one last incident, and then I'm for real going to end this video. But one time when I was walking one time, and it was like, this guy walked up to me, and I didn't know him or nothing. I've seen him around. And it was like, it was really disgusting what he asked me. And he looked at me and he was like, hey, of any 15-year-olds that are tight that I could, get with or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, at this point, it was like, all I could do to just, like, turn the other cheek at this point. Like, because, like, the rage inside of me was just like, beat this guy's ass, but, like, I guess Christ in me was saying turn the other cheek, I reckon. But, I was like, no. I said, I don't get involved with that. I said, you shouldn't either. You should find you a girl that's, of age or whatever. And it was just weird. Like, and, he didn't like my answer. And, it was just like, it's like, people like that, they put a bad name on other people. Like, people like me, they put a bad name on them. Because, like, a lot of people, you know, the people who are sane, they don't feel like talking to other people because they're afraid they're going to be a creep or something like them. You know, and the Matrix glorifies this kind of behavior too, like pedo behavior or narcissistic behavior or, you know, backbiters, whatever, you know, gang stalking. It promotes it all, like, you know, and yeah, it's just weird, y'all. It's just weird, and it's terrible. Like, but yeah, the Matrix will beat you down to your knees. It'll make you anxious. It'll make you depressed. Like, but you know, the thing is, you know, us Christians, we don't serve the Matrix. You know, we serve God, and you know, at least the true Christians anyway. You know, but like, yeah, I mean, I'm not on my phone all the time like that, and you know, I don't give a crap, you know, what other people, where other people's going, or, you know, that's their business at the end of the day. I mean, if it's someone I care about, you know, like, deeply care about, you know, I may ask, you know, well, did you have fun, or did everything go all right, or, you know, something like that. But it's like, you know, if they don't want to tell me where they went, you know, okay, like, you know, it's not the end of the world, like, you know, you don't have to answer to me, you know, and it's just, yeah, they show a lot of weird behavior, these narcissists and stuff, and they talk behind your back, and, you know, they always want something from you, or whatever it is, but yeah, anyway, God bless y'all. I hope y'all have a good night, good day, if y'all are up on the other side of the world or whatever. But yeah, I mean, you got to stay strong and stuff like this. Like, but yeah, I will see you all in the next one.